lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are all well. I hope that you guys are doing okay right now in terms of the solar eclipse. That's what this whole reading is about. Obviously, you guys can read and you saw that that was the the title. Uh, so yeah, for those of you who've been watching for a bit, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. And I hope that you like what you see here. I hope that you guys end up liking, subscribing. That's like the big thing for me right now is the subscriptions. Yeah, I'm hoping that, like I said, I hope you guys like what you see here and that it ends up resonating. There's a lot going on outside in my neighborhood. I'm not sure about you guys, but at least here, like sirens going crazy. I definitely heard a car accident shortly after I got home from work. Um, and like I literally heard it. It had to be like the next block over. I heard the tire screech, and then I heard the impacts, and then I heard people yelling at each other. And I heard a beep, like cars like honking and stuff too. Um, I did not meet my steps for today, so those of you who watch me know that if I did not meet my steps for today, I take my Fitbit off when I start my readings because it tracks that and it takes it as if I'm taking steps and I'm not. And that's how honest I am. I'm honest with my Fitbit, an inanimate object, and I'm like, if I didn't make the steps, I'm not trying to have them be calculated. So, anywho, yeah. So with all that said, like I said, we're gonna do a basically an energy check-in for the solar eclipse. Before anybody says anything, yes, I know that my smoke detector is going off. I know. I've like again, for those of you who've been, watching for a little bit, I've explained that I have to change them frequently because when I read, they go crazy and the batteries drain. 2222, as I just said that. And it's very annoying. I'm not about to get on a step ladder 50 million times. And there's several smoke detectors throughout this very small apartment. So it's not that deep. Like, I'm not gonna, knock on wood, I'm not gonna die or anything like that. Everything's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? It's like I said, the size of this apartment and with how many smoke detectors there are throughout, there's 2 in the kitchen alone. I will be fine. Like, nothing to worry about. Yeah, so I'm fine. Rest assured, my family is fine. Nothing to worry about. It's more of an annoyance, if anything. But yes, everything's fine though. So with all that said, like I said, I hope you guys have been doing well. And I don't want to use the word surviving. That's kind of like a little over zealous, I feel. A little overboard. But I do hope that you guys have been holding up well. That's a better way to put it. Holding up well during the solar eclipse, and then we're also in Mercury retrograde. So there's a lot going on. The energy is, the energy is the energy, and everybody's going through different things. But I will say that I hope that you guys have been doing well. So we're gonna get started. I was trying to like wait to see if people pop up or anything like that. Hey Monica, how are you, love? How are you? How you holding up? And I was saying just a second ago, sorry about the smoke detectors. The batteries drain very, very quickly at my house because of the readings. Like they go haywire a little bit. So I'm, people, like I posted something on TikTok and I posted something on my Instagram, and they're like, oh, oh, check your smoke detector could save your life. And I'm like, listen, I already know. I have ears. I can hear it going off. But, they don't understand what's going on here. So it is what it is. But, I have several throughout the whole apartment. And there's just 2 in particular that I have to keep on changing the batteries. And I'm like, I'm not going to keep getting on this damn step ladder and keep changing the doggone batteries 50 million times. Some things is expensive, right? So, yeah. And you're absolutely right. Change is invigorating. 1 here, right? One like and one person in the room. So that's giving me that energy right there. And I'm actually pretty good. All things considered, I'm doing pretty good. A little bit tired because work. Same thing that everybody else is dealing with, right? Work. And then like I worked out when I got home. I didn't run errands, but I did like a couple of things around the house and stuff like that. So like I'm just a little bit tired. But other than that, I'm actually holding up pretty good. My boss let us go out on the little I guess you call it field at my job. And she was like, anybody who has glasses, if you don't have glasses, don't go out there. She was like really specific about that. She was like, if you have glasses, go outside, watch it, blah 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 blah. So my the head teacher that I work under, she had brought in some of the glasses, so it was pretty cool, like to watch the phases or whatever, because I had things to do. So I was like, okay, I have to make art projects, I have to do this, I have to do that. So I'm not gonna be able to watch the whole thing, but a lot of them actually stayed out there the whole time watching it happen. I was like, that's pretty cool. So I saw some of the phases though. Anywho, all right, enough of me rambling on. All right, so bottom of the deck, we do have creatix, creatrix, express emotions, birth your creations, and womb energy. So it's giving me, when I went out the first time, it was like maybe a quarter of coverage, and then by the time I was leaving work, I saw it almost fully covered. It was pretty cool. It was pretty exciting. It was different. We even did like a cool like little project with the kids. We got solar paper, and then like had them like, obviously we made sure that they didn't like look up at the sky, but like we did like a little project where like it was solar paper, and like we had them like put things on a paper in a pattern that they wanted and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. And then yeah, like like when the light hits it, the sunlight hits it, it like imprints it like the pattern, and then you put it under cold water, and it like helps preserve it. The kid, it was like what we called our sensory integration group for the day. And the kids loved it. They loved being outside, and we played like little music, and we were dancing outside in the sun. It was pretty cool. Love my students. But anyway, so with this being like on the bottom of the deck, I'm just getting like this solar eclipse is allowing you guys to kind of give birth to something new, and with the number 10 being there as well, right? So just something new. Nurturing yourselves as well, nurturing the things that you're giving energy to, nurturing yourselves. That's just on the bottom of the deck. So let's see what actually comes up. Tell us more. Thank you. So we have manifest magic. Manifest magic. Weave your magic. Miracles understand manifestation. So this is definitely a time of manifestations, doing something new, doing something different. Ironically, as I'm looking at this card, maybe that's confirmation I should pull from those. We'll see how I feel later. But the mermaid, right? Like it's giving me that, it's like this mermaid vibes. It's like, I don't know like how many of you guys have been feeling like this inkling to spend time by water, but they're saying that this could be a good time to do so. If you're able to do that, obviously, depending on where you live, in what region and things like that, not everybody has that capability. But for those of you who can spend time by natural bodies of water, this might be a good time to do that. And it can help you like cleanse and restore. It can help you when it comes to your manifestations. Tell us more. Stillness, another 10 too. 10s are important right now. Calm the mind, overthinking, observe, awareness. So definitely giving me the vibes of, and as I look up what's up there exactly, initially when I looked up was just 10. No, nothing after it initially. Um, yeah, there's this energy of just being, still, being calm. Um, I guess that's why the water is so important right now too, right? When you think about the stillness and calmness of water and how it makes you feel. Um, unless it's like a treacherous, riptide or something like that. Being by water for most of us is very cleansing and therapeutic, and it feels good. Like you hear the waves crash and just look at the water and the scenery. Like I'm just looking at Seaside Park here in Bridgeport, Connecticut right now in my mind. I'm just like, I really wanted to go there today, but I had things to do first. I see something floating in my over here. That's weird. What is that? There's nothing actually there, but it's like when I look down, I see something, and then I look down, it's weird. But anyway, yeah, that sense of stillness. So maybe meditation by water might be a nice thing for some. Tell us more. What we got? Inner child. Play, laugh, be silly, heal child wounds. So, go out and have fun. Spend time outdoors. Um, I'm getting that for some of you, like, if it's a little bit more, deeper than just being able to go out and have fun outdoors and stuff like that and be silly and whatever. This could be a time to like kind of release and cleanse yourself of some of those old childhood wounds that, haven't fully been healed. Spending time by water is definitely a nice way to help cleanse your energy. I'm sorry, I'm touching the card because I feel like I'm getting something from it. So I'm getting that like there's like times like this is very specific for somebody, so take it as it resonates. This might not resonate for everybody, but for some of you, you kind of felt a little bit stifled when it came to being able to be silly and just, carefree and just be outside. Like I'm getting like a militant household for somebody. That's not gonna resonate with everyone, and I know that. So just take it as it resonates. But I am getting that for somebody. It was like kind of militant. Um, so they're saying, let your hair down a little bit. Do something fun. Do something carefree. Be childlike in your demeanor when you do this, because I feel like you were in a household, possibly somebody was in a household where things were just very, very serious all the time. And it's like, okay, well, now that you're getting older, you're realizing, okay, I kind of want to just, explore life, have fun, do different things. And I'm getting that, this is a time to, explore that a little bit more. That seems very specific for somebody. Let's get maybe a couple more from this deck. Wow. All right, we have divine timing. Trust the universe. Follow the flow, patience, and signs. So, paying attention to signs and synchronicities, right? After the 10, what comes after the 10? The 11, right? Those new beginnings really coming through. And, it's giving me like, the scales balancing. I keep seeing something in the corner of my eye. I don't know what the fuck that is. But yeah, they're definitely just saying, like there might have been this period of time for a lot of, I'm gonna say us. I'm gonna throw that out there. I'm gonna put me in there too. Like a lot of us have been, dealing with a lot of shit, and then it's like, we're just kind of waiting for everything to kind of come together. Like, well, when is it gonna happen? And it makes sense because it's like, after periods of time where we're trying to be patient, we're just waiting, seeing if things are going to become different or get better. And they're just saying, practice patience. There's been signs and synchronicities that have been pointing you in the right direction. So they're just letting you know, go with the flow of life, like where you're being guided. I hear so much shit going on, like everywhere, between like what I'm seeing in the corner of my eye over here, what I'm hearing outside. This is a lot. Sorry, it's like sensory over freaking load over here. So I apologize. This is like a lot going on. You guys probably can't even hear it on your end, but like I hear sirens. I hear people like kind of. I want to say yelling, but they're very loud out there. Then that stupid smoke detector keeps going off. It's annoying. And then I keep seeing something in the corner of my eye. I'm just like, what the heck? It's a lot going on. But anywho, um, yeah, again, just trusting, the divine flow of things, and where you're being guided, where you're being led, and paying attention to that. That's what I'm kind of getting from that. Let's get two more from this deck. Thank you. We have, there we go, repeating patterns, awareness. What is the lesson? Break the cycle. That's kind of the whole purpose of this reading, quite frankly. This energy of, we know that there are things that we're letting go. There's a lot of, as I'm looking, there's a lot of like, because each card, it has like a little icon on it. This is like more like the celestial kind of like divine atmosphere type stuff going on. Some of this stuff is like, I wouldn't say it's out of your reach. I wouldn't go that far. But what I will say is this. Some of this is about trusting in the divine more. I will say that. I think that's a good way to word it. Because there are things that are happening that, sometimes you don't know what to do. It's like you can have all the willpower, you can have all the, the planning, you can have, all of the, emotions and all that in alignment. But sometimes some things you have to leave up to higher power, whatever you believe in, the universe, your ancestors, nature, whatever you believe in. But I'm just kind of getting like this sense of like surrendering control for a lot of us. I'm gonna say us because I feel like I resonate with that part of the message. Um, yeah, surrendering control a bit, because I think sometimes what happens is, I'm gonna say we tend to try to, control things too much, and the things that we can't control is perfectly okay. Now I will say this: there's four people in here, one like. The number five is here, which represents drastic change. So there are these major changes happening, and this is after a period of like discovering and learning lessons after repeating cycles several times. You're breaking those cycles. You're learning lessons, right? Um, there's a lot going on here. So bear with me if I have to like, get the download and then, tell you guys what I'm picking up on. Let's get one more from this deck. Mm. Honor the journey. Don't rush. Experience life. Respect others. Allow misses. Um, so I'm going to put this out there, especially because the element is the same on the card. Um, for some, take it as a resonance. I'll show you the card. Because now, right now, at this moment, we have four people here. Number here is four. Um, I'm getting that for some, take it as it resonates. It's not going to resonate with everybody. But growing up, especially because we did have that card about inner child, for some of you, there was this energy of kids who couldn't make mistakes. I remember I did mention something about, hi, and there's another Monica here. Hi. Hello. So there's two Monicas. You guys better intermingle with each other, okay? There's a Monica R and there's a Monica Love TV. So you guys should definitely converse with each other and pick up on each other's energies and kumbaya. But anywho, yeah, so for some, Take it as it resonates. Like I do feel like, for some people here who end up watching this, childhood was kind of rough sometimes. And it's like, shit, I can't make a mistake. I have to be perfect. I'm getting like perfectionists here. And I can resonate with that too. Like either you got like scolded for, if you made mistakes or you made a mess or anything like that, or that's kind of what I'm getting. That, or I'm also getting like, spending time outdoors, all that with your friends when they were all hanging out and having a good time and all that stuff. That might have been something that kind of, missed you a bit because you were so stuck in doing everything for, you know your parents are, telling you, oh, you need to be like this, you need to be like that. I'm, like I said, I'm getting a very militant household. Whether you come from a military background or not, I don't know, but I'm just picking up on, like, the grades had to be perfect, your bed had to be made. Like, I'm actually picking up on my own energy right now. I feel like I'm gonna put that out there too, because I always make sure I'm pretty transparent about these things. Like, the bed had to be made a certain way. My dad would like bounce a coin off of the bed to make sure that it was done right, because he learned that in the Marines. This is me, like a little kid, you know, know how to, do everything very, very 21:12 on the clock when I said that. Like, and I'm not taking anything away from my father and, what he did. He's an amazing, or is an amazing dad. He's still here. Thank the good Lord. He's still here. But he softened up a lot now that, he has a grandkid, and, he's not what he was like when he was, raising me and my two little brothers. And I mean, I'm the only girl and I'm the oldest. And I can say that my dad was Steven tough on me. So imagine my brothers dealt with. They got some pretty good lashings and things like that. And I mean, that was the norm at the time too. Again, not taking anything away from, or discrediting my parents and how they did things, because they did things the way that they thought they were supposed to do things, right? And every generation is supposed to get a little bit better. So I'm sure there's things that I've done with my son where he's like, I'm not gonna do that with my kids. You know what I mean? So, we're learning, right? It's a learning experience. So and that's why it's a part of the journey, and you should honor it. So take that as it resonates, because that's gonna be different for everybody. But, just understand that, you are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to be imperfect. If that was one of the things that, have been kind of plaguing you for a good portion of your life, understand that it's okay to make mistakes. So that might be one of the big things that you're kind of learning slash releasing some of that energy a bit. Confirmation with these burps. For somebody, this is going to resonate. At least one person, and understanding that there's this inner authority that you can start to learn how to follow with inner authority. Here on the bottom of the deck, it says trust, listen to yourself, trauma. Listen to that. Trauma versus guidance, right? Being able to trust our own intuition, our own instincts, and know where we're being led, right? Where we're being guided, versus repeating, what's that part? Repeating old patterns that no longer serve us. That's a big message here. So I'm getting that for some, this is going to be more resonating with childhood stuff. I'm just going to put that out there. So it could get a little dark. So bear with me. I will also say this. There's two people, one like. The number I hear is 12. Same thing backwards and forwards when I look at it from my perspective. It says integrated woman, self-acceptance, integrate lessons, grounded healing. So this is about healing right now. This is about childhood wounds. Like I said, this is going to get a little bit darker than I was expecting. Ugh, Michelle, please don't start crying on camera, because you're good for that. But I am getting this is going to get a little bit heavy. But yeah, it's that sense of you're taking things that you've been through and that you've learned and applying it. How do you integrate the lessons and then go from there? Because You know, that's not always easy. Like being able to understand like the acceptance of everything you've been through. Um, and understanding it is that it all happened so that you could be a stronger version of yourself. Like all these different things, you know, breaking generational curses, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, it's a lot, right? There's a lot to kind of package into a reading, or into a sentence even, right? It's like, it's a lot to take in. We have sensitivity here. I just heard Ralph Tresvant. Need a one, need a man with sensitivity, a man like me. So for some of you, this is kind of throwing the ball a little new direction. Perhaps take it as a resonance. For some of you, one of the things that you're also working on is, or getting past, is the fact that, let's say if your dad was the type who didn't show, or I'm not even gonna say dad, but I'm getting dad, but this could be just in general for parents. Let's say your parents were not the most like emotionally like inept parents in the world, right? You know, it happens. You know, certain generations just were brought up a certain way, and like a lot of emotion, you know, was just not a thing. I'm getting that, you know, they're saying it's time to embrace your sensitivity a little bit more. We have validate self. Vulnerability is strength and projection. So like, you know, sometimes you might have gotten things projected onto you of how you were supposed to do things, and they're saying yeah, no, we're gonna start releasing those things, because those are things that, you know, were, I don't want to say it like this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. They were toxic. Just gonna put it out there. I hate using those kind of words when we're talking about like our own like families and things like that, but I'm just gonna be completely real and honest and blunt. Um, Sometimes I think that, you know, the fact that, you know, like looking at the cards and how they're coming out, this is a pattern that's being broken. You know, you're the one who's going to be the one to be able to say, okay, we honor our feelings, we honor our sensitivities. There's nothing wrong with you for being sensitive. You don't have to be perfect, right? So these are things that, you know, you're the one who's breaking these generational curses and stuff. Because I'm definitely picking up on mostly like family dynamics here. um we're gonna look a little bit deeper. I was gonna use those, but now I think I want to use a different deck. I'm gonna go with these. I'm gonna go with these because I didn't think this message was gonna go in this direction at all. Look at that. As I say, go in this direction. Look, Two of Wands, which is about making choices, right? Moving in a new direction with the Chariot here when I split the deck. So this is like successful completion, right? Of moving into a new direction, with again success and victory. So this is nice energy. Now, granted, this is heavy energy for those of you who are just now tuning in. This is not gonna be a cute little, oh, you know, something wrapped up in this cute little bow. Everything's all like nicey nice. My readings are typically not like that. For those of you who know, y'all know. So I feel like it's getting a little bit heavier. Just letting y'all know. I might start crying and shit. I do it all the time. Um, Nine of Pentacles is here on the bottom of the deck. I do feel like you guys are really coming into your own sense of independence, and like reading this. Hey girl, hey, my sis is here. What's up, Lati? Lati's in the building. Um, so as I'm seeing this Nine of Pentacles based on the energy that I've also seen prior, I'm just getting that you guys are becoming independent from some of those old ties that you've been severing. Usually that's about like talking about like financial independence and stuff like that. But with the energy that we saw before, I do feel like this is a little bit heavier and different than that. But we're gonna look a little bit deeper. So let's see what's going on here. let's do a cross of truth. I think that's actually probably one of my favorite spreads because it's like not a lot of cards, straight to the point, and it really like allows you to dive deeper into whatever is going on. I just heard tongue in cheek. I don't know where that came from. This is before I even pull any cards or anything. I'll just say what I felt from that. I just heard tongue in cheek. So I'm getting that a lot of you guys have been like remember we were talking about, for those of you who've been watching the whole time, um one of the things that showed up was this energy of, you know, talking about sensitivities and maybe not being able to, oh, thank you, love. um this energy of a lot of the times not feeling like you can be your, I didn't say this before like in these words, but I'm gonna say it now. You were never able to be your true authentic self, possibly growing up, and you still feel like that even in adulthood, because it's like, you know, it makes you seem weak, it makes you seem too vulnerable and things like that. And like I said, for some of you guys who do end up resonating with this message, I'm getting that for a lot of you grew up in like a very militant, very like, you know, not easy household to grow up in type thing. And I can resonate with that. And these are patterns that are being closed out. So this is something that you're becoming independent from. I feel like that's what that's about. That's just on the bottom of the deck. Um, yeah, I just saw the temperance in the tower too. So what does the collective need to know? Look at that. The Emperor. So this was in a challenging position. Some of you might be dealing with daddy issues. I'm gonna put that out there. Ironically enough, right now this solar eclipse that we just had was in Aries. So that's kind of interesting. Or you can have Aries in your chart. I'm picking up on a lot of different energies here. But what I'm getting, for those of you who really resonate with the nitty gritty of this reading right now, I'm getting that you guys are still kind of battling possibly issues from the childhood that have to do with your father. I felt that earlier, but I was like, I wasn't sure. And I'm like, let me not just throw that out there. And now I'm feeling it more. Because remember earlier, I said how I was hearing the song by Ralph Tresvant. Need a man with sensitivity, a man like me. So it's like I'm getting kind of like this sense of, some of you take it as it resonates. This is not going to resonate with everybody, and I know that. But I get that for some of you who do resonate with this, your father figure growing up might have been super, like I said, very militant, very just like stoic, didn't show much emotion. That might even been the case with your mom too. For some of you, take it as it resonates. And it's like, you know, you kind of started to seek sensitivity from people outside of yourself. So, you know, other mother figures, other father figures, lovers. I'm getting something like along those lines. So I'm picking up on, for some, this is getting really really deep. For some, I'm even getting like there was like this, there might be this pattern of codependency when it comes to relationships in your life, because you guys in a lot of cases were not able to, how can I put it, establish healthy bonds with people because you're trying to fill a void, or have tried to fill a void. And this is the energy that's kind of popping up. This is the energy that I feel like is kind of being released. I feel like this is something that you've been working on for a while. I don't think this is like, this just happened yesterday. I think this is something that, you know, this is years in the making for some of you. I feel like you're Your spiritual journey is one of the things that kind of prompted it to happen. Um, Knowing that it's time to break those habits and patterns that no longer, suit you. Being able to work on the inner childhood wounds and understand it is a part of the journey. It's not something that happens overnight. The same way that this stuff didn't happen overnight when it was happening in your life is the same way that's not gonna, be, I want to use the word cured, but worked on overnight. This is a shadow, basically. I'm hoping it's resonating. If it's resonating, then hit like some, yeah, send some reactions. Comments in the comment section are always helpful. Hit the like button. That also is really helpful for me to know like that I'm resonating with you guys, and or that the message resonates with you. Um, so on and so forth. Tell us more. I don't think I'm gonna take this one. I'm not gonna take this one because I don't. They did like weird stuff. Like when it was coming out the deck, I feel like that was an accident. If it's meant to come out, they will come out again. Thank you. Okay. So, you have the Three of Pentacles here. Um. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Yes. Got it. And this is what I was kind of picking up on before I even said anything. So, I do feel like with this Three of Pentacles here, because this is like talking about the things that, kind of leaving behind, things that are being released. Um, it's basically saying, and ironically enough, the first card out was about it said manifest magic, and then the magician is here in the middle of the deck. So it's almost like saying, like, in order to manifest what it is that you want in your life. And I think the thing that a lot of you guys want at this time in life is just to foster positive connections. Let me know if that seems accurate to you, because like I said, everybody's situation is going to be different, but that's one of the things I'm picking up on, is this energy of wanting positive relationships, fostering positive relationships, not relationships that are one-sided, not codependent relationships, relationships that actually make sense, things that you put in effort, people put it back into you. They're pouring equally into your cup. I'm getting temperance vibes. Some of you might have Sagittarius in your chart. It's not here on the table, but it's this energy that I picked up on. I, for one, do have Sagittarius in my chart. I am Sagittarius, actually. So that could be what's going on too. But, because the Three of Pentacles is about teamwork. It's about, but it could also represent like secrets within a teamwork setting, right? So people who act like they're your friends, right? Because especially with what was on the top of the deck, which is Three of Cups. I just heard three is a crowd. Like, if there's people in your energy who, are not pouring into the connections as equally as you are, and there's secrets and there's lies, there's deception, and there's not this how can I put it? There's not this energy of being able to foster a positive, that might be confirmation because my phone just went off. This energy of being able to, like I said, foster positive, you know, connections with people. Like, nobody wants a one-sided relationship, right? Um, it's just not fun. It's not fun at all. um, it's like, damn, like I pour into these connections with these people, whether it's friends, family, it doesn't really matter. Work, so on and so forth. I pour into everything and everyone but myself. And what do I have at the end of the fucking day? Nothing. Pouring from an empty cup. So that's the type of shit I feel like you guys are kind of releasing, you know, aside from like these unhealthy patterns of, you know, being extra stoic and not showing emotion and having to feel like you have to be perfect all the time. Like these are the things that are also being kind of let go of as well. So there's a lot going on here because I know that there's several messages that I'm receiving. So I'm trying to make sure I put as many of them into the reading as I can. Bear with me. But yeah, you're distancing yourself and making the conscious effort to do so. Releasing yourself from those things that you feel haven't been serving you. I'm also getting, this is something a little bit separate. Take it as it resonates. For somebody, very, very specific, there might be somebody who ends up watching this who they were with somebody, like married to somebody, or have children with somebody, or cohabitating with somebody, and more likely than not, there are children involved. This person really was controlling over you, and you're distancing yourself from this person. Take that as it resonates, so that's not going to be for everybody. But I'm getting that too. This is like that very domineering, controlling energy that you had to learn how to remove yourself from. And I'm even getting that, like, you know, when it came to like trying to express emotions and stuff, you had to withhold that because this person wouldn't even allow you to speak your mind. And it would explain why, like, my throat all of a sudden started like feeling really weird, like almost like someone might have a lisp. Interesting. My throat started feeling like kind of weird, and then like I kept feeling like something happening within me as I say certain things, something like pushing my words down. Like I'm still able to get the words out, but like it felt like something was trying to push the words down. So like not being able to be vulnerable. We saw that earlier. Not being able to be vulnerable and be your truest, most authentic self when it comes to your expression. I'm getting something along those lines. Again, take it as it resonates. That's not going to be for everybody. Tell us more. Thank you. So what's working in your favor right now, what you're kind of working on at this time, is the Death card. People get so scared when they see the Death card. I'm like, nope, it's not a bad card at all. It's actually one of the most beautiful cards in the deck, if you ask me. Think of a butterfly, right? It's like this major transformation. You know, in order to see that butterfly, what had to happen? You know, it had to go through this major transformation, right? It had to go through the pupa and then like the, you know, the chrysalis and all. You know, there's stages to this shit. Okay. you know, the larva is the first stage. Like there's so many different stages of a butterfly, right? And I'm getting like a very strong imagery of a butterfly in my mind right now, and it's giving me that, you know, in order to become this new version of yourself that you're working towards, you know that you have to go through this death card, in order to be this version of you, you know. I'm born on a Friday the 13th, okay? I think it's pretty fucking cool. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, was I bad luck? She's like, you were the best thing that ever happened in my life. I'm like, you're just saying that because you're my mom. And she's like, no, I mean it. I'm like, okay, cool. So I personally love the number 13. I know people get scared of it, but I think it's a pretty cool number. But yeah, you know, that number is all about death and rebirth. It's about transformation. So yeah. I always wanted a butterfly tattoo. I kind of still want one, actually. Instead, you know, the one tattoo I got, guys, the one tattoo that I have, and I got it when I just turned 17 at the time. Just so you guys know, I'm a millennial, and I did graduate in 2004 in high school. Okay, I got a tramp stamp, and I know it was a tramp stamp because I didn't know that's what it was called when I got it because I wasn't a tramp yet. No, let me stop. That was funny. Sorry. I'm an idiot. But no, seriously. When I got my tramp stamp on the bottom of my back, I didn't know that's what it was called. I was like, I just think tribals are cute. And I'm like, I want one. And then I saw one at the tattoo shop, and my mom, we had a deal. I was like, I was like, Mom, if I get honor roll again, that's how I always got her. I'm like, oh, if I get honor roll, I could get this, I could get that. Same thing with my belly button when I was 15. But anyway, so I'm like, hey, Mom, if I get honor roll, can I get a tattoo? And she's like, okay. So I got honor. And I'm like, okay, Mom. So go off to the tattoo shop, and I see this cute little tribal. It has like kind of like a heart in the middle, and it has like all the stuff on the side. I was like, I want that one. And mind you, I'm like, at that time, it was like 100 pounds. I won't talk about how much I weigh now. That's none of y'all business. But 180. But, so, like I said, I was 100 pounds back then. I had no meat on my bones at all. So every time the guy was putting the needle, I just kept going like that. I kept jumping. And so this tattoo is not a nice tattoo at all. But he was like, oh yeah, you should come back to get it touched up. You know, there's some mistakes. And I'm like, I'll come back. Guys, that was like 20-something years ago. I'm like, it's fine. Nobody sees that shit. So I'm like, it's fine. I'm okay with it the way it is. I say that to say it's just funny because that's the only tattoo I got, and I want more, but I'm such a punk. Like, piercings are quick, so I'm like, I'm all about piercings. Like, I had my eyebrow done. I have 3 holes here. I had the top done, belly button. I'm good. My nose, obviously, I got that when I was 13. So I'm just like, I'm good. I want more tattoos, but I'm just like, yeah, no, thank you. I feel like I have to have somebody come with me and be like my, my roadie and say, do it. And well, I also want it to be meaningful the next time. This one has no meaning to it. So, when all the boys were like, oh, yo, Michelle got her tattoo. It's a tramp stamp. I'm like, fuck. What? The one tattoo I got, one and first tattoo. All right, so let me get off my soapbox of my funny little stories, because you guys know how I get. All right, so tell us more. I like to break it up sometimes because, as y'all know, these readings get a little heavy, and this one was definitely getting heavy. So a little comedic timing is not a bad thing. All right, so we have the Fool that came out. And a shout out, mind you. So it's giving me that you guys, because the basis of everything here is a new start. Like, that's like really the big, from what I'm understanding, like the research I've done about this, and now it's showing up in the reading. It showed up in the reading I did last week. It's about new beginnings, right? It's about this sense of, this old energy that is being released, and, it's welcoming in the new, right? And that could be why that inner child is there too. It's like, when you think about the Fool, it reminds me of a child, actually. Like, this very innocent energy, this energy of there's this new, like this newness, something completely different that you've never done before. And it's because of that release of the old energy that you've, put behind you. I just heard Moving Mountains by Usher. I don't know why that came up. Some of you might have gone through a divorce, or you're healing from, like, past heartbreak type thing. If you know the lyrics to that song, is a very heavy song. He's like, basically saying like this heartbreak is like moving mountains. So the disappointments in life, it feels like that's what you're doing, right? And I'm looking at one of these cards, and even though technically it's a pyramid in the background, I'm also getting like, it could, like, depending how you look at it, it could also look like almost like a like mountains that are being pushed to the side, as you move in this new direction in your life. I'm just getting separate messages here. So, I'm getting that as well. Yeah. Really starting from the ground up. I did see the Tower earlier too. In fact, all the cards that are on the main spread right now are all major arcana right now, with the exception of one card. So that's very, very important. We got the Sun on the bottom, right? Moving into this, this new happier phase of your life, seeing things differently, seeing things a lot more clearer, Some of you might have Leo in your chart. Take that as it resonates. Look at all these major arcanas. We got the Chariot here again, moving in a new direction with success, right? Close out those old cycles. It's like, okay, it's time to move on. Moving forward, you know. Will it take some healing? Absolutely. With the Four of Swords in the middle of the deck, yeah, there will be a healing process that needs to happen. And interestingly enough, there's 2 people in the chat, 2 likes, um, equals up to be equals out to be 4. So yeah, very symbolic there. You might be seeing a lot of 4s. Tell us more. Like I said, this is resonating. Keep on sending those reactions. It's definitely helpful. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. If you're new, subscribe. All those things are super helpful for the channel as I'm slowly trying to build it up. Trying to get there. I'm trying to get there. It's rough. Like last week, I didn't post much. Like I skipped like 2 days. I was just so tired. I didn't do my little what's the tea Thursday thing. I was just too tired. I was like, man, no. As I say tired, what flies out? Four of Swords. So yes, this is definitely a restorative period for you guys. Rest and restoration is very, very important. Listening to your body is important. But the thing is this, it's like once you come out of that energy of just resting and all of that, now it'll be time to that you guys are probably seeing a lot of 4s. I'm getting a lot of 4s for you guys because now we got the 4 of Wands. This sense of stability, right? You're working into this, after periods of disappointments and things not working in your favor, things like that. As you've been doing the work, you're working on yourselves, you're closing out those old cycles, you're breaking old patterns, and a lot of these patterns might have to do with that family dynamic that I was talking about earlier, growing up, how things were, what did it look like? Now it's almost like stability has a new definition for you. What does it look like and mean for you? And I like that because it lets us know that, you're not doing things in this energy anymore, right? This energy of repeating patterns. That's something that's like, you're not doing that anymore. It's null and void, especially when it comes to relationships, when it comes to marriage or, traditions. And I wouldn't be shocked if we see the Hierophant at some point. Really challenging those things now. That's what I'm kind of getting here. Again, finding your own sense of stability. What does that really look like for you now, right? It's different. You're divinely guided to do this too. 6 of Swords. And then I'm also getting, with the 6 here and then the 4, that's 10. We saw 10, like I think already twice in this reading, maybe even 3 times. So, this is all divinely orchestrated and you're being divinely guided to become this new version of yourself as you're working on these new things. And will it be a little bit challenging? Maybe even a little bit scary? Absolutely. And that's why, that's the basis of the whole reading, right? The Fool. Taking a leap of faith and saying, now there's a siren. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But yeah, it's like there's this new version of yourself that you're kind of coming into as you work on this spiritual growth. And your personal development as well. And it's a completely new person. I love it for you guys. Balancing out those scales, man, with the 6 of Pentacles here, I think one of the biggest things that you're learning is the importance of equal give and take. And I feel like I kind of said something along those lines earlier. If I didn't say it, I was feeling it. This energy of just, understanding, hey, if I pour into you, you got to pour into me. Remember I did say something about this. Because I also said something about the temperance. It's not on the table, but I feel the energy. And I'm like, I think one of the things that you guys are learning is the importance of what does a stable, committed relationship look like? What does um, equal give and take in all relationships in your life look like. It doesn't have to just be romantic. It doesn't have to just be friends and family. It can be work related, whatever. Right? This is something that, regardless of anything, that part of the message should resonate regardless. Now, use your own discernment on what part of the message that part resonates, but that's what I'm kind of picking up there. Let's see. Let's use this. So I'm gonna get a few from here. Let's say few. A few. Why was I gonna say it like that? I don't fucking know. Where the hell did that come from? A few. A few from here. Thinking maybe I just saw the card that before I completely shuffle the deck. I did see this when I split the deck. Is number 13. So we saw that earlier. Energy attachments, energy exchange, negative influence, and self-sabotage. So in order to let go of self-sabotatory patterns, right? Understanding that there are those things that need to be released. You're cutting and severing those ties. I like it. So we'll get 3 from here, I think. Should be good. 3 or 4. And then I'll pull from one more deck, and that'll be the end of the reading. I do hope that this has been resonating with you guys. All right. As I said that the scales are balancing, here we go again. Here I go again on my own. Down the only road I've ever known. You guys might like White Snake. Just saying. You guys might be fans of 80s rock, possibly. I am. Anywho. So scales of karma, cycle of disharmony, creating new... Listen to that. I said something like this a little while ago. Creating new traditions, unfortunate events. Now, again, what did I say before? I said that after a period of a lot of misfortunes and disappointments, pain, healing, all that stuff, right? You're creating your own standards. You're doing things differently. That's why I said I'm not shocked that I would not be shocked if the Hierophant would have come up, which is all about, traditions and, different practices and things like that. Now we have that same energy that I was feeling earlier. Now it's in the main spread. So, or not in the main spread, but it's on the bottom of the deck. So that lets us know that, yeah, why you guys closing out those old cycles. Yeah, you're creating new ones. And like I said, we're not going to sit here and beat up our parents or our grandparents, and say, oh, they were so bad. Some of them were. Your story is your story. But, and I will never take away from what you've been through. You know your story better than I do. But, just, I don't want to ever make it seem like that's what I'm intending to do. All I'm saying is that, our parents, our grandparents, so on and so forth, those before us, they did things the way that they thought they were supposed to, and unfortunately some of those things, now that there's more insight about how to parent and things like that, we're seeing now that in our generations that, okay, maybe I could do things a little bit differently, because that's maybe not the most healthy way to handle this and that. The whole telling boys, oh, boys don't cry, and no, that's bullshit. When my son was little, I'm like, his dad too, I'm so happy that we had that same parenting strategy. He's like, I'm not gonna tell my son not to cry. If he wants to cry, let it out. What's wrong? You express your emotions. Don't hold that shit in. I lost 2 cousins to suicide. I don't want to lose my baby to that shit. And I know that the mental health stuff runs in my family on both sides. Hell no, that is not what I want. Why the fuck would I tell my kid, oh, boys don't cry? No. Baby, come to me. Lay on my chest. You want to cry, you want to talk about it. You're not a sissy, you're not a pussy, you're not a pansy for talking to your mother or your parents in general about how you're feeling, or your therapist or whatever. No, let it out. Thankfully, he has another outlet too with his creativity when it comes to music. So he writes poetry, he does things like, there's been times like when he was really little, like he would write these songs, and I'm like, I would like happen to come across his lyrics. I'm like, this is kind of a lot for a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old. I'm like, what the fuck? Is he okay? You know what I mean? But he was going through depression and stuff. I had no clue because he didn't tell me at first. And I was like, baby, please talk to me. I'm your mom. I'm here for you. So like to this day, like he comes to me about everything. He has no problem with talking to me. We're like this, two peas in a pod, you know? So all I'm saying is, when it comes to parenting, I feel like that's part of this message here is, what our parents were trying to do. They were trying to do what they felt was right for us. Their parents did the same. We are in a different generation now. We are learning things differently. We're learning how these traumas and things like that, start to manifest, and we're breaking those curses, right? So with that said, I do feel like that's kind of where we're going with this. We're breaking those curses. We're doing things differently now. I think that's a big, big part of this reading. And like I said, I hope it's resonating with you guys. So, first off, I love Toni Morrison. I love her. And Lewis, oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. And Song of Solomon, I love that one too. I actually still have it in my collection of books. I actually had that one since I was in, I think, 7th grade. I read it in 7th grade, I believe. And I still have it with all the highlights and everything in my bookcase. But yeah. Okay. All right. Temple of Mary, emotional expression. There we go. Thank you for the confirmation again, Spirit. And remember I said that I feel like we're seeing 4s a lot. We're probably seeing a lot of 4s. 31 is on here. And then backwards is 13. Ego deaths, man. We're really going through a major transformation. Emotional expression, playful innocence. Remember we were talking about that playful energy earlier. And exploitation. Now, whenever this card comes up, because it's that last part for me that gets under my skin, I do feel like some of you, take it as it resonates, it's not going to be for everybody, but some of you, and this has been something that's been showing up a lot in the collective readings that I've done, this energy of people who have been taken advantage of in their youth. I won't go into more details than that. You know what that means for yourself if it resonates. But for some, the innocence was taken away. And I'm so sorry that, that happened to some of you. I just hope that you guys are, on your healing path. That's why I wanted to do this reading and why I chose the cards that I chose. Yeah. Remember I was talking about that childlike energy, that innocence, right? With that inner child, the fool, like that's all about like this sense of innocence and doing things brand spanking new, like coming into something completely new, completely green. You don't even know what you're doing yet. And that's why it's so different and new, because you're breaking these curses, these generational curses that you've realized over time don't work. They're not suited for you, right? All right, we have Universal Merkaba, a sacred purpose. You have the answer, lucid dreaming. So I'm getting more than one message from this card, but one of the messages that I'm getting is the fact that you've been having some very intense dreams lately. I know I can resonate with that. Very intense dreams, to the point where you probably can control the dreams that, or you really remember them very thoroughly, very detailed. I'm getting that as part of the message, but I also feel like you're getting a lot of answers that you've been seeking in the form of dreams. I'm also getting that everything that you're feeling, all this stuff that, when it comes to this new phase of your life, breaking free from all the stuff that we are just talking about, this is a part of your soul's path. You're the one who's meant to do this. And you're called to do it. Um, got a burp, sorry. My apologies. I always say it's very unattractive. I don't know why I can't have a different, like, more cute way of getting messages, but whenever I start burping or sneezing, very loudly, mind you. T-Mobile, I paid y'all niggas. Why y'all calling me? What the heck was that? I paid them niggas this morning, so they better stop bothering me. But like I said, repeating these old patterns that no longer serve you, you're like, yeah, no, I'm good on that. I'm not gonna keep doing this shit. Tell us more. Let's get 2 or 3 more from this deck. Got 2. All right, so galactic vibration, personal conviction, raising your resilience, direct channel. So remember I said that a lot of you guys are probably getting a lot of very specific messages for yourself during this time. And this, the thing is this, it's like as you are vibrating at a higher frequency, the more likely it is that you're getting these direct messages from source, from your ancestors, so on and so forth. And I definitely am picking up in the form of dreams for a lot of you guys. Take that as it resonates, of course. Because we also have divine creation, acceptance, personal commitments, and euphoria. I'm getting that, as you guys kind of accept that this is what you're meant to do, especially with that sacred purpose energy we saw earlier, understand, when you become committed to what it is that you are, set out to do, that's when you're going to start seeing a lot more changes happening too. You're going to feel it. It's going to be the shift in your energy. You probably already started feeling it, quite frankly. Let's get 2 more. Yeah, I like it. It's going to be a very freeing energy, the Fool, right? This very free energy. It's going to feel different. It's going to feel new. It's going to feel euphoric. Cathedral of Light. Stubborn attitudes, extending the olive branch in artistry. I'm getting that some of you might have Earth in your chart. Might have even Taurus in your chart. I do. I have Taurus in my chart. That's my North Node, actually. So I definitely am very stubborn at times. I feel like they're saying, don't be overly stubborn. Be willing to accept the fact that, there are these changes happening, right? With the 5 here, it's all about change. Don't be stubborn to the change. Understand that, you're being offered this opportunity by, source, by your ancestors, so on and so forth, so that you can, actually be the one to kind of take charge and say, okay, now that I've accepted the challenge, yeah, this is what I'm going to do with this challenge. And I'm going to make sure I do something very, very, worthwhile. And, yeah. All right, they're gone. But yeah, 1 more. There's a lot of creeps on here, Lati. A lot of creeps when you go live. Some weirdos. That's why people have moderators. And then we have past life here. So I'm seeing a lot of sixes as well. A cultural experience. It is behind you. Regression. Don't let the past be the thing that holds you back and deters you from the path that you're currently on. It is behind you. Again, that energy of the scales are balancing, right? Like there's no need to focus on the things that have, been the things that you feel have been holding you back. Some of the stuff literally stems from past life. Um, Understand that, some of those old cycles are closing out. I will say this. I do happen to do, and this is a little bit of a segue. I do past life readings if you guys are interested. Just, look at the description box below, and my contact information is there. I do a whole bunch of different type of readings, but I do happen to do past life readings. So if you're interested in understanding more about your past life and how it shapes who you are right now, and the cycles that you're releasing yourself from, so on and so forth, I do happen to do those. Side note, my girl Lati here, aka Tears and Wheat Tarot Show, is also an amazing reader, and she has a cool app called Owl that you can, like, if you download it and stuff, you can talk to her on there, and like it's really really cool. So I'm throwing that out there as well. She's not here currently, but there's also Clarity Empress, my girl Monica. That's how I met her. So yeah, 1111 as I say that, or 111, 111, yeah. On I'm just one thing with me, I ain't greedy. I shout out everybody. If I know there's great readers or people who are like just amazing people, I'm always all listen. I ain't no gatekeeper, okay? I make sure that I share all the knowledge, all the wealth. I'm like, I want to see all y'all win, okay? All right, so bottom of the deck we have Spirit of Light. Interestingly enough, so I was just talking about 11s, and they're still up there even when I look up. 29 is on here. Healing hands, empathetic qualities, and animal wisdom. So I'm getting a couple of messages from here. You guys are definitely healers for a lot of you guys. So, be very, very mindful of your healing capabilities. I don't think some of you guys are even aware of how much you can help people. Your story, your voice, speaking up, those are things that can help people. Yeah, and I'm also getting that as I look at my cat who's slumbering away on the other couch on her little bed thing that I got for her. She looks so cute. Um, if you have pets, pay attention to them. If pets tend to come to you, or animals tend to come to you, pay attention to that too, because there's something about you and the quality that you possess that they feel comfortable with you. So pay attention to that as well. Top of the deck we have, remember I was talking about earlier, I'm picking up all these fours, another four here, guys. I'm just saying. So what we got: fours, sixes, 11s, 13s. We got like a lot of really cool numbers. Ascension flame, liberation, a sense of greater purpose and high expectations. Yes, 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 yes. I love that energy for you guys. Freeing yourself of all those negative things that were holding you down, holding you back, so that you can be in your greater purpose and greater power right now. And the thing is like the universe, God, the higher power, your ancestors, so on and so forth, they expect so much of you. But the thing is, it's like you can handle it, right? You can handle it. We have language of light, rediscovery, humble wanderer, and communication. Communication is key. How you talk to yourself, this is what I'm getting from this card. How you talk to yourself is very, very important. Speak light and love into yourself, because I feel like some of you guys struggle with that. Take that as it resonates. But I do feel like some of you guys are struggling with how you speak to yourself. Understand that during this phase of your life where you're trying to figure out who you are and where you stand in life, yeah, it's hard to figure it all out. It's hard to understand it sometimes. But the thing is, it's like you guys have been chosen. You're chosen to do this. And the way you talk to yourself, that self-love and self-nurturance is very important. Look how she's hugging herself, how she's loving up on herself. I'm getting that for you guys. It's a part of the journey for you to really love up on yourself. Give yourself a hug. Actually, my students, for one of their specials, we have the music teacher, and her ending song after the activity is done, she says, me, I love me, I love me, I love me, I love me, bee, bumblebee, ganga me. And it's just like a little cute little song, and the kids love it. And even like when she's not there, like they sing it. But she, like, that's the whole thing. Like, she tells them to give themselves a hug, or we help them, you know, if they don't know how to do that. Like, you know, put their arms around themselves and, you know, embrace themselves, love yourself, you know. And it's a beautiful energy to be in, right? I'm gonna go with these to close out. I haven't used these in a while. And they're very straight to the point. I just saw let go. So let's get maybe 3 or 4 from here, and then we're gonna close out the reading. And like I said, I hope that you guys enjoyed the reading. I hope it resonated. I appreciate you guys oh so much, as always. Anybody who is new, if there's anyone new that's here, hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate that. All right, so we have be assertive, right? Stand in your power. Understand who you are and stand in that shit, okay? Nobody can be you. Nobody is you. Nobody ever will be you. And you guys got to recognize your worth. Just saying. Recognize who you are. Your awesomeness. Your beauty. Your strength. Your resilience. You guys possess so much more than you ever give yourself credit for. I'm going to take them. So we have success. You're ready. Trust. Don't stop. Choose a new direction. It's giving me that chariot energy that we saw earlier. And meditation brings answers. Now, remember I was saying before, like maybe in the form of dreams or something like that, perhaps even meditation, you guys, confirmation, you guys are about to start getting a lot of downloads and stuff, you know, that are going to help you push towards the success that you would like to see in your lives. They're saying don't give up on yourself. Trust the process. You know, make the conscious effort and decision to move in a new direction. Trust where you're being led. I feel like they're also going to be providing, and I say they meaning like, you know, your ancestors, you know, the higher power, God, whatever you believe in, the universe, so on and so forth. You might get answers in nature, things like that, form of dreams, so on and so forth. A lot of the answers you seek are going to be found within those different things. We have perfect timing on the bottom, and we have communicate clearly. Yes, use that, you know, if anybody has been having a closed off throat chakra, this is the time to freaking let your voice be heard. I said something about that voice before when I was saying how I feel like a lot of you guys been feeling stifled and pushed down. Fuck that shit. Yeah, we have reconsider here, you know, and what I get from that, just based on the cards that were with it, you know, reconsider the whole idea of playing it safe and you know, being diplomatic all the time. I'm getting that for some of you, it's time to say, fuck that shit. I'm going to speak up, and I'm going to speak volumes about what it is that I want. I'm going to be assertive. I'm not going to keep playing this game with people who keep playing with me. So with all that said, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Be right there. You guys are amazing. And until next time, I don't know who the fuck is at my door. I love you guys. Until next time. Bye.